What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick, and this is the place to be for everything landscape photography. Today, we're talking about if you should change camera systems. Should be a good one. Let's roll that intro. Alright guys, so before we dive into this, if you could please go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, bing, and I'll let you know when I upload my next video. Also follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Links are in the description below. Alright, so let's get into this. So a little backstory. I did switch from a Nikon system. It was a DSLR system to a mirrorless Fuji system. Currently I have two X-T3s and an X-T30, and we upgraded that from Nikon D500 and a D750. And what else did we have? D650, I believe. There was one more. I think it was a 3200, but that was used for photo booths. And, anyways, so we were using the Nikon camera system for quite a while, and then the mirrorless craze kind of picked up, and we were really intrigued and started to look into the Nikon Z system, the original Z6 and Z7, which, by the way, if Nikon probably would have put out the Z6 II and the Z7 II, if they would have launched that at the time of the original Z6 and Z7, we probably would have still been with Nikon, but you kind of dropped the ball on that, Nikon. Sorry, but not sorry. So when the Z6 and the Z7 came out, it came out with no dual card slot, and that was just kind of a deal breaker for us. We knew we wanted to move over to a mirrorless system. We kind of had our eye on Fuji, and we're also looking at Sony and Canon systems as well. But all in all, what really made us jump ship to Fuji was their color science and the ease of use of the Fuji cameras. I think it only took me about maybe half a week to a week to figure out that my ISO is not clicking a button here and scrolling this way, or aperture and shutter speeds they're not little dials on your grip here. They're not control wheels on your grip here. They're actually right on top of the camera, and the aperture ring is right on the lens. So that kind of was we started off with the X-T30. That kind of gave us a baseline of, okay, well, this is the Fuji system, do we like it? And right off the bat we were like, yep, this is where we're going Fuji. We're going all in, putting all of our marbles in a basket, as it were. So I guess this is my 5 considerations, I guess, that you should make yourself before jumping from a Sony to Fuji, or a Canon to Nikon, or Nikon to Canon, or whatever. If you're switching camera systems, these are the 5 considerations that you should probably think about before making the switch. So first one is know why. For us, we wanted something more quick, more speedy, more punchy. The colors, we just wanted something more lighter than a DSLR. We've been shooting weddings for close to I'm gonna say 15 years or so, and 15 years of DSLR weights on your back, that's not good for your back. Not at all. So our biggest know why we want to switch is we wanted something that was more lighter. We wanted something that was super fast, because my wife, when she's photographing weddings, she is fast, like blazing fast. I have a hard time keeping up with her. So we need that. We need the speed. We need the reliability. Nikon colors, they are okay, in my opinion. I know everybody else has their own opinions on color science and whatnot, but we fell in love with the Fujifilm color science film simulations that they bring to the table as well. Eterna, are you kidding me? Especially for video. Good stuff. So that's number one. Know why you want to switch. Do you want something lighter? Do you want something more speedy? Do you like a certain camera brand's color science compared to the one that you're using? I mean, all these little questions you have to ask yourself. If that is a hard yes, and that was the case for us, for color science, then maybe it is time to switch. If your cameras are bearing you down, maybe it is time to switch. So all these little considerations that you gotta think about. Number two is be prepared to start again. Like I said, it took me about half a week to a week to figure out everything on the X-T30 and the X-T3 compared to the Nikon system. You're going to start again. Number two consideration is be prepared to start again, to learn again, to figure out what your new camera can bring to the table. So, and I guess, well, number three kind of goes hand in hand with number two, retaining muscle memory. So make sure that when you do get a new camera system, that you use it and use it and use it and use it. Make sure that you can retain that muscle memory, that you know exactly where the ISO dial is, you know exactly where the shutter speed dial is, you know exactly where the bracketing dial is, you know where the aperture ring or how to change the aperture with your eyes closed. Know where all your quick menus are, how to switch between photo and video, all of that good stuff. It comes in hand with the second point that I made, is you got to learn your camera, then use your new camera to retain muscle memory of your new camera. So I think I said camera like 50 times in that sentence. So all right, another thing to consider, I guess this would be number four, is the cost of switching. So the cost of switching could be a lot depending on what camera you choose or that you're wanting to go with. The cost of going from a Nikon to the Fuji X-T30 at first for us wasn't that big of a deal, just because we were on the fence about using a mirrorless system. But once we got the hang of the X-T30, and like I said, we jumped into the X-T3s, and we haven't looked back. We invested in ourselves. We invested in the camera that was able to keep up with us, and we just took it from there. So we started off with one X-T3 for about 6 months or so, got our second X-T3. Now we have like I said, two X-T3s and an X-T30. So I mean, it's just going to keep going. And of course, you also have to factor in lenses as well. We got the 16-80 that I'm filming on right now, the 50-40, that big beefy guy. That was a hefty price tag. Ooh, $2,000 for one lens. Ooh. But regardless, it was a business expense, so it was all good. And then the kit lens, the 18-55. So there's those costs as well, and then extra batteries, and depending what cards you're using, like you could be using standard SD cards, you could be using CF Express, you could be there's all these little costs to consider before making the switch. So do your homework, make sure you know exactly how much your new camera system is going to cost. If you want to sell your old system, have at it. That'll go put some money into your new camera upgrade fund, and away you go. I guess the last thing to consider, will the grass be greener on the other side once you make the switch? For us, that's a hard yes. Absolutely. There's very rare instances that I break out my Nikon system, whether that's landscape photography or wedding, I've only maybe used it a handful of times, maybe twice, as an extra camera angle for filming. Will making the switch to a new camera system make you happy? It made me happy for sure. It was a new toy. I love technology. I love gadgets. So taking the time to actually learn the XT3 and the XT30, I was in my glory, basically. So all of those things that I told you guys to consider before this, and if you're still ready, you're still on the fence, maybe actually go to your local camera shop. And I know for a fact that most of them, I know in Edmonton, VizTech and McBain, they will bust out a camera, whether that be a A7R2 or a A7R3 or the Canon R, the Z6, Z7. In our case, it was the XT3, and they'll let you play around with it. Pick it up, feel it, hold it, snap a couple photos, see how you like it, and that in itself should be the that final little push to get you over that should I switch hump, basically. So I guess that kind of wraps it up. Few little things to kind of consider and think about before making the switch. I hope this video kind of helps you guys in your decision making and all that good stuff. And if it did, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your camera switch story. So I think we're gonna leave it at that. And once again, if you could please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. I'll let you know when I upload my next video. And also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Links in the description below. So I guess we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.